Well, I'm just starting the stream, so nothing special yet. Okay, hello, hello. A quick technical, I would say, like check. So I have some background music. Can you guys hear it? Is it too loud? Is it too soft? How is my voice? All that kind of stuff. So just let me know if anything feels out of place, because it's been a while since I streamed. And I'm having a bit of a cold, so I might not talk a bit better. Yeah, Happy New Year, everyone. Oh, looks like I need to change my screen resolution. Just fixing some default stuff. Yeah, Happy New Year. Hope you guys are doing well. And you had a nice break. And of course, I hope a lot of you are planning on learning a lot of 3D art and stuff like that this year. So, what I'm going to do this year, starting with, is I'm going to make some chairs. Because fun. Now, that's why I'm mostly live streaming, because I'm bored. So, it's easier to just go ahead and like make it over here. I need some reference, actually. Yeah, okay, that's pretty shitty ref. Let's try to find some better ref. Why 3 Max over Blender? Because I hate Blender, as most people might know. No, it's just I've been using 3 Max for over 10 years. Like, Blender is good, but it is still lacking some fundamentals, and 3 Max is more of a software you can really just like trust. It's one that it's like people say like, oh, it always stays similar. Like, it does update, but it stays similar in a good way that I can always use it exactly the way I want, and especially because I love the spline tools and all that kind of stuff. So that's mostly why I prefer 3ds Max. After that, I prefer Maya, and only after that I would use Blender. Blender has some nice stuff, but it's just not uh, exactly the way I want it to. See if I can quickly find some ref via DALL-E. I am working on the next environment tutorial course, which will be the complete beginner guide. Okay, that's useless. So the next environment tutorial course will be a complete beginner guide to environment art. And it will feature literally every program, so 3ds Max, Blender and Maya. And I don't know, I think I'm almost halfway, so it probably will take like another 2-3 weeks before it is done. And I also have a character art course coming out, hopefully end this month. Yes, you just got here and I'm already dissing Blender. Sorry guys. Please note that all of the opinions stated in this live stream are from Emil Sliegers only and not associated with fast track tutorials or affiliate companies. Or whatever, however you want to call it. Because, yes, I am a person with their own opinions. And even though I use Blender and I know how to use it and all that stuff, doesn't mean I always like it. Which fundamentals do you think Blender is missing? Spline modeling, UV unwrapping, and Blender is less user-friendly in terms of the amount of shortcuts you need to use to get anything done. Also, pivot point manipulation would be nice if it's a bit more flexible in Blender. And geometry nodes look quite nice. So yeah, but those are probably like the main things, and I don't know. But just like that, even Maya has like a lack in modifiers. Maya's spline modeling is also not great and everything, while 3ds Max, shut up Babs, just kidding, I know Babs. 3ds Max is just like, it has amazing spline modeling, which you can actually do like 70% of all your modeling with. UV unwrapping is okay, but as long as you use text tools, it's better. Although I have started to switch to Rism UV for my text tools. And I don't know, just it's a great all-rounder, especially with the modifiers and stuff. Hey Anton, I hope you're staying safe in Ukraine. I also know people from Ukraine and it's quite a heavy thing. So stay safe, man. I've had to switch to Blender recently. Wow, you guys talk a lot all of a sudden. And I need to catch up. I had to switch to Blender recently as my student license ran out for 3ds Max. Yeah, I guess that's like the biggest thing. Blender is free, which makes it quite nice. And that's also why I feature it in my tutorials, because I do want to try and include as many people as possible. Okay. Yeah, my native habitat is 3ds Max, but trust me, I am actually using 3ds Max a lot. It's just I don't really show it inside of tutorials and stuff like that. So over here we got the block out. We only will need to make 2. I mean that there are too many shortcuts in Blender. Which if you are working with a lot of other softwares, like you guys need to keep in mind that I need to use all 3. Literally today, I started this morning using Blender. In the midday I was using Maya and now I'm using 3ds Max. So maybe I'm a bit of a special case that for me it gets really annoying if I need to keep switching over and over and over again. And that every single program is similar but slightly different. Like I can deal between Max and Maya because they are very similar. But there comes a point where then all of a sudden Blender comes in and it's just like, Jesus. But yeah. But yeah, so now I'm just trying to like kind of warm up with Blender over here. Uh, 3ds Max over here. So you might see me going a bit slow right now still. I wish I could see like a proper side view of this. Because I really like that one, but maybe I can find like a better view. Oh, I already closed my YouTube. I don't like how the YouTube, like you can search based upon an image, but then it will only show you the links in the visual matches and not the actual images. Which kind of sucks because that's not what I want. I want to go here, but this is just like extra work. Give me a side view. Just need to know what the site looks like, and else I will kind of just guess. But that's too basic. I want something more interesting. This one I can. Yeah, this one I can use to like guess a little bit. Yeah, definitely 3S Max has. I love the modifiers in 3S Max. It's interesting how it's really hard to find that specific image I'm looking for. That's too bad. I should have just last time I went to the airport, I should have just taken like better images of this specific model, because that's the annoying thing when you make something from like a secure area, like an airport or a military base or something. They don't really like to give you a lot of reference images. So I am like looking at my reference over here, and I will probably like make a combination between these two over here and this. The only thing I want to know is I want to know how the joint works over there. Oh god, Houdini. I already gave up trying to learn Houdini, to be honest. So what I'm going to do is I'm first going to make the chair. And you might see me, I will try to like drag on my reference here, but that might get a bit annoying after a while. So you might see me like just pausing, but I'm not actually pausing, I'm mostly just looking at my reference. No man, I don't know where to start. I don't know if I want to start with like the railing. I guess starting with the railing is easier, but yeah, I guess I'm just gonna move away from our block out. So this is actually quite an annoying shape to make. That's why I took it off the hands of one of my artists, who is probably here, so he will know what I mean. But Yeah, I'm just gonna basically wing it a little bit. Need a cylinder. Just looking at my reference here. So I'm looking for a cylinder that is going to be the joint. And this is where we will basically guide everything along. Here, you can see it over here. There's like a cylinder in the back. And then it basically like connects to the cylinder. So that's what I'm basically now trying to figure out. That if it connects to the cylinder, roughly where does the cylinder need to be. I didn't know it was illegal, but it makes sense that accurately recreating an airport interior. But the stuff that I'm creating, it's completely made up. So it's just like a random thing. So basically what I'm now trying to do, because the shape is quite difficult, is I'm basically placing joints around which I know. So I know like this is a cylinder, I know this is a cylinder. And it's almost like you need to hit these specific points. And when you hit them, then you can kind of like be able to make like roughly what you are looking for. The only thing is that I have like a block out. However, it's sometimes hard to ignore the block out when you know that you should just ignore it. So I'm now just basically, yeah, I can now, for example, hide it at this point. I feel like this one needs to go a little bit more this direction. And now at this point I can start trying to like trace a line. And this is why spline modeling is so great inside of 3ds Max. It's just way easier. So I am trying to like make this somewhat accurate. I think it's like a little bit higher. And then what it does is it... Sorry, I will try and... Sorry, I hope that the coughing is not like really, really loud. I'm really trying hard to not do that. But basically, so we have something like this over here. And by the way, this is the first time I'm making this, so I will also make mistakes, just like I often show in my tutorial. Especially because it's honestly been quite a while since I've done some like really refined prop modeling like this. So we have one like this, and then what we want to do is we want to basically have it guide along our shape over here. So it guides along, and then I guess it comes out, and then it just goes over into like the second shape, and then it just continues on. So it's like a molded piece of metal. Do you think 3ds Max is better to get into over Maya for prop asset creation and environment work? I mean, I'm a bit biased because I prefer 3ds Max, so I would say that I like it mostly for prop work, but it all probably depends where you learn it. Like the one that you learn first, that's probably like the easiest one. Yeah, Blender has Bezier curves, but the stupid thing about Blender, sorry, I really need to like calm down about it, but it's because I've been working in Blender today for over 3 hours, and it really pisses me off. But basically, Blender, you create a curve and it just drops it to the ground. It doesn't allow you to draw out the curve or anything like that. It's so annoying. But yeah. Okay, now I will stop. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna guide this one along, and then I guess somewhere over here comes the joint piece, and then it hits here, And I will of course clean this up later on. I'm now just trying to get like a rough shape. Let's see, then over here it goes a little bit bigger. And it continues on quite a lot, and then it just hits that cylinder. Yeah, here, see, I'm already going wrong because this is way too thin, but that's something I can fix in just like a bit. Oh, where's my spline? There it is. Okay. That looks really bad right now, but don't worry. That's why we have splines, so that I can like start manipulating it and just making sure that everything works. I think I want to make this one a little bit smaller. Yeah, but that's the problem with Blender. That's always saying, everyone is always saying like, oh, but there's a free plugin you can use. And oh, there's another free plugin you can use. Or there's another paid plugin you can use. That's what I like about 3ds Max. It's in 3ds Max. It's just here. You don't need to worry about it or anything like that. You don't have to worry that the plugin developers keep up the plugin or that they update it with every single update of Blender. It's just... And I've already had these problems before where a developer with the plugin I used end up no longer updating the plugin and Blender released a new update and everything broke. Let's see, so we go around here, we go straight, and then we give it like this nice curve over here. Then, if we just go ahead and attach this curve, there we go. But yeah, better not to talk to me about Blender right now, because as I said before, I've been using Blender for 3 hours today, including UV unwrapping, which by the way is hell. So like I'm having a little bit of like a short fuse when it comes to Blender right now. I am going for, yeah, in between low and mid poly. It is going to be a hero asset, so it is going to be quite detailed. However, it's still going to be a game asset and not rely on nanite. So take it as you want it with that. Let's see. But the annoying thing is that I cannot see half of... Like, they happen to have, like, exactly a chair in front of the most interesting area where everything is joining together. So I'm now mostly just guessing and trying to get something that looks fairly interesting. So it looks like this one over here. Like this, and then this needs to be thinner. Why is this one acting like it's... Oh wait, it's probably over here. This Bezier is not working well. There we go. That was strange. Like it was acting like it did not have enough geometry, but it definitely has more than enough. Okay, so let's see. So we then go over here. This one is thinner than the top version. So I need to, let's see if that is the top version. I need to scale this down a bit to guide it along. And also I feel like that it's a little bit too high. So let's tone this down. This one also. Then we can go ahead and guide it along here. Sorry if I don't always can keep up with the chat. The chat still gives me an error about resolution, but I am working in the right resolution, so that's weird. This one goes quite a bit down. And then the curve is roughly around here. And then over here I'm kind of like improvising because I cannot see. So let's say that we go for like quite a short area. Something like that. So you might notice that I'm working quite slow right now. And this is once again, this is going to be like a hero asset. So I want to make absolutely sure it's fine. Plus I'm not really in a rush. I don't like that. Let's make this a bit shorter even. I don't like how sensitive the Bezier is with this curve. Okay, and then we go pretty straight aligned. And then at the end it kind of hits the ending again. I feel like that over here, it feels like there's not enough space. Forward like a tiny bit and maybe move this one down a tiny bit. Carefully. If you aim for big studios, you have to learn either of them or both in some case. Yes, but nowadays big studios expect that if you know how to blender in a 3D modeling software, or if you know how to use a 3D modeling software, they expect that you can replicate that quite quickly in other 3D modeling softwares. That's why in my tutorials I always tell you guys whenever I used universal techniques. They literally mean techniques that we can just reuse. This is also quite interesting. I see over here that my feet are not connected to this joint over here. That's quite cool. So I guess at this point, I'm gonna keep these actually. Oh, hello. Oh wait, you're not connected at the top, of course. Over here. Fuse, weld. And let's do a Bezier. And move it down to make it more of like a round shape. There we go. That works a bit better. You guys also do know that Autodesk, so Max and Maya, they have indie licenses, and these indie licenses, they are equivalent to per country, the currency. So, for example, for me, the indie license is around 300 euros per year. However, if you are, for example, living in a country like India, where the base pay is way lower, it will only be like 80 euros per year. So, this is something you can have a look at if you want to use 3ds Max or Maya, but you don't have a student version. Here, so you can literally go here, and let's say, so you say you are from like Turkey, you can try to find it in here, Turkey. But yeah, I can't read it, so. And then you can say like, I'm get 3ds Max Indie today. I'm sure that means yes. And then you can see that it is. Why is it so slow? Oh, well, okay. I can show you because it recognizes that I'm in the Netherlands. So like it automatically sends me back. It avoids. It does not allow me to buy it. Let me say it like that. So that's something for you to then decide. Anyway, so we have this shape over here. Yeah, that actually works quite decently. Not sure if I'm happy about this one. Want to move that like a tiny bit lower. Maybe move this one a tiny bit forward. And then another problem is... Oh no, wait, actually my width is probably fine. I'm just having a look at my reference. So like my width, it increases quite a bit down here. And I think the reason for that is because it expects these to be quite a bit further down. Like that. So I'm just trying to carefully move this stuff, and then it goes over into like a tin version roughly around here, which means that our cylinder that we are going to cut out, it would, yeah, it can actually stay here. You just need to like make it follow around a bit better. Yeah, this might be a bit boring for you guys, but I just like to take my time with stuff whenever I don't have to like really rush things. Because when you're used to working in a production environment, it's often like, oh, get it out quick, quick, quick. But since I don't do a lot of modeling lately, I just like to relax a bit. There we go. So this one can be like cut out later on. So we got this one down. Now I'm going to start by maybe Optimizing this area over here a bit more. Should work. Oh, by the way, for the guys who don't know, we have a Discord server, so make sure to check it out. If you ever have questions or stuff like that, it's way easier to reach me there than to try and catch me in a live stream because I don't do these often. Ah, stupid cold. I've actually just recovered. I've been sick for like an entire week that I was not able to record or even speak because of like a sore throat and stuff like that. So I'm quite happy that I can continue, but yeah, it does mean it delayed creating tutorials for like an entire week, which kind of sucked. It's pretty even, so let's just try to make this also quite even on my side. Just trying to get the curve to quite closely line up with the rest of the spline over here. For the rest, the high polys will take care of like the very small imperfections I make. Oh no, for clothing I use Marvelous Designer. Definitely. They were kind enough to give me a license, so I also used it in like one of my tutorials and stuff like that. Which is mostly why they gave me the license, because it's all just like promotion. That should work. So we got that one. And then this one, I need to take a guess. Oh no, wait, here I can see. Okay, so we have this one. So yeah, this guy has like a lot of space down here, but I like to keep everything like a little bit closer probably. I think that might look a bit nicer, but we'll see. So I can now go ahead and go in here. So let's say that I have this one up until this point and up until like this point over here. Yeah, I think that will look nice. So we got that one as a cutout. This one we might want to like move this a little bit more like that. Yeah, Marvelous Designer is great. It's really easy to use. You just import something and just create like some cloth and stuff like that. Inside of course, 3ds Max and stuff like that, it's so slow to do that. You can use cloth inside of 3ds Max and also Blender and Maya, but just simulating it is so slow compared to the rest. See, it's really sensitive with my curves. Maybe because I have this set to like centimeters or something, I don't know. Yeah, here I can literally just Marvelous Designer. I can literally go import and import an FBX. And let's say I literally grab the chairs that I've been creating, like the block out. Here we go. I hope this works because I did not make them for this. See, you have some chairs and let's say, okay, so what do I want to do? I want to place some cloth around it. So I can literally just go here, draw out a piece of cloth. Then I can simply go in here. I can like rotate it, move it. Maybe I want to like make it a bit larger. Oh god, another new program that I need to learn the controls of. I can like place it around here. I can set my segments to like 15. And I can set it to be fabric 1, and I want fabric 1 to be like preset. And just have it like to be like cotton, for example. And I just go over here and I press play. There you go. And now I can go in here, and what if I use like something that like satin, which is a little bit softer. Or this one. Here you can see that you can very quickly, if we set this to like 10, we can very quickly create something really cool and interesting. And you can just drag it around and everything to get it to work exactly the way you want it to. But yeah, I would need to like go for something like satin if I want to like really get that typical, or silk. Yeah, see, to get like the typical winkles and stuff like that. But yeah, I love it. I don't know, I might keep this stream uploaded, but we'll see. Happy New Year, Joseph. Sorry, I just need to catch up on the chat. Do most environment artists start out as prop artists? I guess I feel like they do. Level art is often... Oh, that's cool. So level art is often like more specific, something that you need to learn. So I don't feel like too many start out as a level artist per se. So yeah, I guess most of them start out as prop artists, or they start out as like a generalist that does a bit of everything, depending on like the size of your of the company you work for. Like I started out as a I started out as an environment artist. Yeah, I started out as an environment texture artist. where I did really like I did not create props. I just worked on the environment. Mostly, I made textures for like roads and stuff, and I did a little bit of level art, that kind of stuff. And then I became an actual, in my title, prop artist. And after that, I became a prop material artist, which was just a fancy combo of the two. And now I have become just like a lead environment artist, but as a lead environment artist, I don't do a lot of props anymore because I'm mostly just like, um, or I make of course tutorials, or I literally guide the people that make props and give them feedback and that kind of stuff. So like the typical lead stuff, I guess. Yeah, so that's why I'm also now like need to spend some time warming up on this kind of stuff. Oh, now comes the fun stuff of optimizing. Oh, and I forgot to clean up this area. Well, by the way, like yesterday, I finished The Last of Us Part 1. After I already finished the original Last of Us game like 7 times, but it's really nice. It looks the way it looked in 2013 to me. Like, it's really impressive how they did the remake. I really love it. It's just too bad that I, of course, already know the story so well that after playing it once, yeah, I can't get myself to play it again just because I've seen the story so many times by now, since it's my favorite game. But yeah, I highly recommend it. I got a PS5 for Christmas for like. It took me like 1 year. It took me more than 1 year just to find a PS5 to buy because it was always sold out. So yeah, I'm really happy that I finally was able to buy it, and it was still stupid expensive. I paid like 700 euros for the PS5. Like, come on, it used to be so much cheaper to just get one. It's cutting it really close. But I guess in real life it's also cutting it really close with like all the metal and stuff. Maybe tone it down like a tiny bit. That should be fine. It's just a run along. Oh, that's interesting. Here it's. Oh, honestly, I've tried to get the Last of Us developers to work with me on tutorial courses, but they're always so busy that it's really difficult to find one that actually has the time to work on stuff. Oh, hello. I'll fix that later. Don't know what it is, but Ah yes, 29 people who get to see me using the cut tool for like 100 times. But I like to keep my geometry clean. I know I can probably like speed it up using like some triangulation fantasy. Uh, I forgot the word, but I'm not going to. This one is interesting though. No idea what this is. Never seen it before. Let's just get rid of it. It's clearly it's not useful. Yeah, but the cut tools are the same in every program. So that's nice. You can even do the whole like click and drag cut and all that stuff. So that's why I said like most like the base tools, they are very similar because why would you like don't reinvent the wheel? That's what they often say. So the most of the base tool they are just working totally fine. Let's see. After this, I need to push out a cylinder here, so that's something I will need to keep in mind. That comes a bit later. Yeah, I will just connect it here. No maps because I want to have control over my geometry. That's why I'm not using automated tools to basically clean this up and manual tools. Because I'm not in a rush, so at least this way I know exactly where all my lines go to and I don't have like any wasted edges or something like that. Because if I really want to over here, and I will show you like a second. So of course inside of Max if I wanted I can also select this, convert it, press connect, and then I would need to go in and I would need to like get rid of this one, get rid of this one, and get rid of like this one over here. So yeah, you can see like I have so little control over everything and it's just a mess, so it's easier if I just do it by hand. 1 sec, I just need to no one knows. Okay, I'm back. Don't worry guys, you will not convince me to like Blender. One feature does not make up for the shit show that it gives. And it's something that you will not be able to see unless you are very familiar with other softwares. But it also depends on your use case. Some people switch from Max and Maya to Blender because they love the Blender tools, and that's totally fine. But it all depends on how you use it and your own individual circumstances. That's why I would never really be able to enjoy Blender, because in my case it's because I am switching too much between other softwares that feel like Max and Maya. So it's not logical for me to do other stuff with it. The next title for my next tutorial is going to be, what am I going to call it? Complete Introduction to Environment Art. I think that's somewhat going to be the next title. Can't promise 100% it will be like that, but because the title is something I only figure out at like the very end. I get like an idea, but the actual title, it depends on like what sounds best. And nice, SJ Walker, that you finished the Roman environment. Glad you liked it. That's quite a beast to finish. Although I think most of my tutorials are quite a beast if you really want to finish it. So I don't actually expect most people to finish everything. I expect them to just learn the stuff that they want to learn from it and then move on. But it's impressive to see people actually following the entire tutorial. It's a difficult balance between creating real-time tutorials and still having something visually interesting. Just look at this chair, how much time I'm spending on this chair. We've been online for, I don't know how long. We've been online for 1 hour and I've barely done anything. And it's just because now I'm actually taking my time. In a tutorial I cannot take my time, so I need to do this stuff as quickly as possible. But that also means that the quality will not be as good. And let's face it, it's evening. I've already worked for close to 11 hours by now. So of course I'm also starting to get tired and stuff like that. Spent 3 hours today recording. And I did some level art and lighting. I was planning to also actually do some photogrammetry today, but I'm not sure if I have the energy. Might just like I think I will like finish this part and then I will move on to photogrammetry actually. Once I've got this area here done. And I should really save my work at this point, because that's going to else. Okay, yeah, let's save my work before I forget. Oh god, the chat is moving so fast. The workflow for creating 3D assets professionally and with the best I don't know really what that means. Also Blender, you need to have a million add-ons, exactly. I finished the Western tutorial, awesome. That's another really big one. Glad you guys like it. What studio are you at right now? I own my own studio, it's called Fast Track Studios. We currently have 3 employees, including me. But 2 of them are not in the tutorial scene, but more focusing on other stuff, including assets. I know, man. Walker, you just get used to it after a while. I heard this is I'm in currently year 9, or yeah, I think I'm currently in year 9 or year 10 of doing 3D art. So after a while, it just becomes so much part of your life that you just enjoy doing it for the sake of doing it. See you, Joseph. If you're very amateur in texturing props, you need to start easy and just probably follow along with a few tutorials. That's probably best to get the grasp of things. I know there's something I don't like about this. It's not following my cylinder anymore. Yeah, that's looking better. Don't worry, I will check the chat soon. I know that there's a lot of stuff going on, but I just want to finish this. I guess if you guys want, after this we can just do like a little Q&A and I can show you stuff that you might be wondering or answering questions or something like that. Yeah, for now I will do this, but I need to make this curve quite a bit better. I don't know exactly what happened, but that's something that's not too difficult. I just want to first of all cut this out. So let's see, it feels a bit too big. Okay. Uh, how is the studio coming along? Can imagine it's a big step to walk away from typical studio work. Oh, it's great. I love it. I honestly love it more than working in a large studio, just because it's way more flexible and all the effort I put into this studio, I can see results mostly right away, which is what I really like. When will you be creating more beginner tutorials this year? Yes, I'm literally about to release one in a few weeks. And no, I will never ever put anything on Udemy. So, just as like a very firm stance, you will no longer see. You might see tutorials I made for clients on Udemy, but you will no longer see actual fast track tutorials on Udemy. And that's something you unfortunately just have to get used to. I wish that they could make booleans better. without needing to do like an auto retopo on your entire mesh. Oh, that runes tutorial. That's really an old one. I made that one for Victory 3D. Back when I did not have fast track tutorials yet. Because fast track tutorials is only 1 year old. Yeah, I think. No, 2 years. It's only 2 years old, I believe. 1.5. Final answer. It's 1.5 years old. But yeah. So it's still growing a lot. But there's so much cool stuff that I cannot tell you guys about that will happen in the near future. You used to work for Ubisoft and now you are 100% focused on making tutorials, right? Oh no, I'm doing way more stuff than tutorials. Tutorials is only like 30 or 40% of my work, maybe less. I also take on. Oh, 1 sec, I need to cough really loud. Sorry about that. I hope that your speakers don't blow out. Yeah, like there's a lot of stuff that I am working on, not just tutorials, also client. I work for clients. We are working on really large projects in the background that have to do with asset creation and entire environment creation, and there's a lot of stuff going on. If I would only do tutorials, you would probably see more tutorials, to be honest. But if I would only do tutorials, I literally cannot pay my rent, because tutorials just don't pay as much. Unfortunately. Although you guys are amazing, you definitely give me just enough money for my mortgage and stuff like that, but people forget how expensive it is to develop tutorials, because I cannot do everything myself. I need to hire people sometimes to teach tutorials, and those people, they can ask thousands of dollars just to create a tutorial course. So there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that makes things more difficult than you would think. There's a bot spamming a link in the general chat of Discord, by the way. Really? I don't get bots quite often. Seriously, dude? Where are you? Cool. I get bots so little that I spam that I barely know how to like delete. Goodbye. There we go. No more spamming. Thanks for letting me know. That's quite typical that it happens during a live stream. Yeah, I think now it's gone. Has the studio been a better financial decision? Yes, it has. It has been a better financial decision, but it also adds more financial stress, if that makes sense. Like, I make more. Well, my company makes more than I was making at Ubisoft. But of course, because I'm in my own company now, I need to also pay a lot more money. I need to pay more taxes, especially because I moved to the Netherlands, where taxes are really high. So it's like a balance, I would say. Like, you get a little bit more money, but you also get some more mental stress in return. So it kind of depends what you want. I just really love doing it because I can make my own times, and I can kind of just like work whenever I want and stuff like that. So that's mostly why I really prefer this. And I don't know, I just like owning a business compared to making other people rich by doing very little work. Or by doing a lot of work for them. This is so weird. It must be like a perspective thing. That it does not... Yeah, here, this is perfectly round now. This must be a perspective thing. That it does not feel round. So I'm not going to touch that right now. Okay, so let's see. We got this one and this one. That joint over here I will make in Substance Painter. So at this point what I will do, because I'm getting tired and there's some other stuff I want to do, I will leave it here. It might not feel like I did a lot, but I'm trying to read chat and stuff like that. Okay, so I am going to leave it mostly here. Hello, Marvelous. I will close you. Whee! So much fun. I like Marvelous. But yeah, so I'm just gonna close you. And I will just finish this off tomorrow, because this was the most difficult part. The rest, it will only take me like 1 more hour to do all of the other stuff. So... 1 second, I'm just like saving my scenes and stuff like that. And then what I will do is I will finish this day off with some photogrammetry stuff while you guys can ask me whatever question you want, and I can like quickly answer, or I can show you stuff, and almost like a Q&A stuff. I want to see how it works. Oh, by the way, I've also been thinking of inviting Wes on this stream. I don't know if you know Wes McDermott. I always forget his last name, or how to say it. McDermott. I hope I said it correctly. But I don't know if we really have like enough viewers for that, although we have like 40. So let me know if you would be interested in that. He's like he works for Adobe. He works on the substance department. Really good guy. Makes a lot of tutorials. So we might do some stuff together and maybe do like a live stream or something like that. Give me 1 second. I'm just like on my other screen. What do I need? I need Art Engine. I need Substance Painter. Okay, let's read chat for a bit. Yeah, the old ones. So all my old tutorials, like the Cathedral, I did a bunch of them. Remember that is not me. I made the tutorial, but it is not my... I don't own the tutorial. I made it for like someone else, for a client. So I don't know... Emil Sligers. Because I've been around for quite a while. So yeah, over here, all of these, I did not make. This one is for fast track tutorials. This one, the flip normals. This one, the flip normals. This one is ArtStation. These ones are Victory 3D. These ones are next to tutorials. These ones are flip normals. And now I start to go into like Fast Track Studio, flip normals, Fast Track Studio. This one I did for Wing Fox. Well, that was a mistake. But I needed some money. So this one is flip normals, and then most of them are like Fast Track Studio. Although I need to post my latest ones on here also. So yeah, just to give you a sense about that kind of stuff. Will be using Blender or different software? Not sure what you mean. I will be using... well, I was using 3ds Max. But now what I need to do is I still need to navigate because I keep getting distracted. Bricks, old. Oh, by the way, I finished this scan. I think it looks pretty good. I finished this scan like yesterday, I believe. I think it looks pretty cool. It looks really nice and realistic, I think. Do you hire a video editor for tutorials? No, I do my own editing, but my tutorials do not require a massive amount of editing. I do hire someone to make the trailers. So you're gonna bake high to low poly, and yes, I was going to bake high to low poly. Hey, Cobus. There's not much on the bench yet, but Cobus is one of my artists. He's the one who made the block out for like the stair for the thing I was just making. Chair. That's it. But we are now switching over to brick walls over here. That's where we are switching over to. So I'm just trying to switch my mind, because now again I'm in like new softwares and stuff like that. So just give me a second. How did you get into making tutorials for other websites? I was a broke student. One second, let me get a sip of my drink. Okay, the story how I got into tutorials. I was a broke student who needed some money. And for some reason I decided to make a tutorial on how to create a fire hydrant. I don't know why, I think I probably got inspiration from YouTube. Now I then went to 3D Motive, who had a lot of paid tutorials. And I asked them can I have my tutorial on your website so that I can make some money? And they said, sorry, we don't do that, but what if you make a tutorial course specifically for us? And the rest is history. I just started making tutorial courses for them, and then I made them for Victory 3D, for which I'm still in contact with, and I made them for a bunch of other clients also. Excuse me. So yeah, that's how I got there. Felipe, no español, por favor. Will you make any more tutorials using Blender? Sure, I'm sure at one point I will make more Blender tutorials. But actually, wait, I am literally doing one right now, where we are. So the tutorial that I'm currently working on, it's a complete beginner guide to environment art. Oh wait, I will not show you my explorers because it has a lot of confidential stuff. But if I just navigate to it, here we go. So complete beginner guide to environment art, and basically what we will be making is we will be creating this, and I use AI to generate some inspiration. Something similar to this. Now remember, it's a beginner tutorial, so we need to keep everything quite basic, but it will have bits of unique texturing, it will have bits on high and low poly, it will have modular, it will have a little bit of foliage in there, and a little bit of tileable textures, and a little bit of level art, and a little bit of lighting and stuff. So basically, it's a nice combination of everything that you need to know to begin with environment art, all condensed in a really small tutorial. And this tutorial will literally feature every single software, so Max, Maya and Blender. And next to that it will also have a bunch of bonus chapters and stuff like that. So no one will get excluded. Ooh, look at this AO. That looks pretty fancy. File, save as. It does feel weird, kind of talking to myself, but I know, of course, the chat. Where are we? In the chat. First time I saw this program, Unity Art Engine, what's it for? Unity Art Engine has been discontinued, unfortunately. Shitty Unity. Because I really liked it. It's basically a way of using AI to do various functions that have to do with material art. In this case, I can use it to improve my textures, generate albedo maps. Depending on the texture, I can even make the texture tileable, although brick walls are not one of the things that I would often make tileable. And I can do a bunch of stuff like that. So that's mostly what Unity Art Engine is. So right now what I'm doing is I am mostly doing like a pre-processing. That's what I like to call it. I'm just doing some pre-processing to start completing this into like a proper thing. So I want to go like compose material, and then because you can edit all of your channels at the same time, which is quite nice. Why did you say the tutorial for Wingfox was a mistake? Basically because I made it too cheaply for them, and back then I did not yet have fast track tutorials. I started fast track tutorials like 1 month later, and if I would have had that tutorial on fast track tutorials, it would have been one of my best selling tutorials, and I would have made like 6 or 10 times the money that they made me. But yeah, like Wingfox, yeah, because I consider myself a bit of a public figure. I'm not going to like slander other companies, but they all have like their own little ways, and Wingfox is a bit of an interesting company. Let me say it like that. But that's about all I can say, because I cannot go around and talk about that kind of stuff. Especially not on a live stream where I have no filter to edit out. Let's see, transform. But by the way, Art Engine is super slow. It's like insanely slow, especially when working with 8K maps, but it does work. Only thing I feel like is it feels blurry, or is that just me? Oh, no, it doesn't feel blurry. Never mind. So, here, I will show you one. So now we have, for example, something like this. Now, this will most of the time not really work with brick walls, but I do like to always try, because I sometimes get like, come on, gems. Now, because this software is no longer supported, like you can just get it for free by this point, it has a lot of bugs. Like over here, it has like a bug that I cannot properly move my window down. There we go. So it has a lot of bugs that are no longer being addressed. So this is quite a difficult software right now to use. But what you can, for example, do is I can use like a mutation node, or like, there's like a few. There's like content aware fill, and then you also have like a seam removal, and you also have like mutation. And I will show you what they do just out of interest, because I also need to just double check. So the content aware fill is often like the best one in this case. And what I can do with it is I can just right click, and I can press execute, and that might take a second. And while that is running, is it running? Or did my PC crash? One of the two. How to know if the model is mid-poly? I would say that students and beginners, they focus too much on the poly count. Don't look at it as poly count unless you're working for like mobile and VR games. Look at it as detail. Oh, by the way, I think oh, there we go. So what you want to do is you want to look at it as detail. You want to try and create the amount of detail that you want to capture. And based upon that, you can just create your model, if that makes any sense. So a mid-poly just means like adding a little bit more detail to your mesh, basically. It doesn't mean adding useless geometry to your mesh. Will you use Substance Painter and use a game engine, Unreal? Mark, can you please give a bit more context? Would Materialize replace Unity Art Engine for this purpose, or does it not have the power needed? I honestly don't know what Materialize is, to be honest. Is it also owned by Unity? But yeah, I feel like from what I've seen, there's nothing like Art Engine. But I don't know why right now it's just breaking. Is it maybe because I'm live streaming? I have a feeling because I'm live streaming, it's kind of dying on me. Because it's not no longer doing like any. It's really weird. Yeah, something is wrong here. I will save my work because I have a feeling it's about to crash. See? There we go. I lost my work. That's what I mean. So there is a bug where when you save, it sometimes just literally crashes during saving and you just lose your work. So that's the kind of stuff that I mean, that Art Engine is really unstable. But I only use like 2 or 3 nodes for it. So oh no, Materialize. That sounds very different from what Art Engine is. Art Engine really just likes the raw data. It likes when you create all of your height maps and everything from photogrammetry. It is also really focused towards photogrammetry. But I have a feeling that there is like a problem with maybe live streaming, because this is the second time it happens. This happened before where during a live stream, that was the one time that it just did not work anymore. So I'll see how far I get. It's really slow loading. So I just quickly load in a project that I already created. Okay, now it does seem to work. So we'll see if this one does something. Will you be using Substance Sampler in any tutorials coming? Not me personally, but I want to try and get someone to work with it for me. Yeah, see, it's really difficult getting bricks to work properly with an AI generator because it doesn't understand so much the like how that the bricks are formed and stuff like that. You can try like a seam removal or something like that, but it often doesn't work as well. Oh wait, sorry, not seam removal. You can try a content aware fill. But it looks like that the content aware fill for some reason right now is broken. I don't know why. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm going to. Okay, fair enough. Like, Art Engine was bad, but it was not this bad. So, just to be fair about it. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to skip the seam removal and I'm going to do manual seam removal. So we are going to split it. Then we are going to have a roughness, which is going to be a brick, and then it's going to output. There we go. Let's just do this a bit more quicker. This one is going to be. Sorry, I'm just making my folder. Here, AI, PNG, 16 bits. And now we can just go ahead and press export. And now it will take a while before it starts to export. So I'll leave it generating. Okay, this will take a while because I'm exporting 8K maps. I'm exporting 4 or 5 8K maps. So if you have any questions or something, I will just check my chat. Do you know if Substance Designer will have any improvements to model graph in 2013 or 23? Procedural modeling is something I'm interested in, but Houdini is a little too complex for me. I don't know. I don't follow the modeling side of Substance too much. Actually, I've not been able to do a lot of procedural modeling in general, so I don't know. Did you get more into RISM? Yes, I did. So I really like RISM. It's really cool. I actually start to prefer it over like UV unwrapping. As soon as I have like a complex model, I prefer RISM UV. So it's just so much quicker. It is so slow. But at this point, like, I'm worried that it's broken or something. So let me just quickly save my scene, because I'm a bit paranoid right now. Okay, how much you guys want to bet that it will crash? I feel it has a 70% chance of crashing. No? It's not saving yet. Oh, cool. It did not crash. Nice. Okay, in that case, we can try to execute our node again, and this time it should work. Geometry nodes for Blender modeling is coming up quite fast. At the moment, new nodes every update provide a lot of powerful... Yeah, the geometry nodes are looking quite interesting. Do you know of any tools that are good for making low poly from high poly models in an automated way, possibly AI driven? I wish that there were AI driven models, also for retopo and UV unwrapping, but I don't know of any. All I can say, the best one for me is still ZBrush, the Decimation Master inside of ZBrush. But I don't know. Because the geometry will still be like really messy. There are probably also retopo tools, but... I have tried to get someone to make a Houdini tutorial, but it's really hard to find a good artist. And the one artist I found, I was like in contact with him, and he was like, "Oh, I'm interested," and then I never heard from him again. So I was like, "Okay, well, that's useful." Trias Max does have new retopo tools to do something similar to ZRemesher. Oh yeah, of course, it crashed. That is very typical. But normally it's not this buggy, so I have a feeling there is something wrong, specifically because I'm live streaming. That maybe like it takes too much memory, because Art Engine is really like eating up your RAM really quickly. Come on. Art Engine. Can you go any slower? Jesus. I don't know what to tell you guys. Do I have anything interesting to show while we wait? I know it's January. Everything is like starting up again, so there's not that much stuff that I can show you. Sorry, I don't really have anything I can really show you. Finally. I'm really trying my best to export something here, but it's getting more and more difficult and I'm getting more tired. So if this doesn't work right now, then I'm gonna give up and we will continue some other day. Is Art Engine better than Substance Designer? It's not the same. It's definitely not better, but it cannot do it. It just has some small features that it can do better than the rest. But like here right now, there's so many bugs. Like again, I'm not able to properly generate the stuff that I want to generate, so it's really annoying. So I'll try one last generation, and else I'm gonna leave for today. Mm-hmm. Yeah, guys, I think it's too buggy. Yeah, see, it's not able to properly generate or anything like that, so don't know exactly why. No, I have no experience with Quixel Mixer. Because to me, it feels like Quixel Mixer is more. Um, it's more about grabbing textures other people made. Okay, it's more about grabbing textures other people made, and then using them to create new textures, and that just feels a bit off to me. So that's why I don't really use it. And also because, of course, copyright goes to Quixel, which means that you are not allowed to use your textures for any commercial use outside of Unreal Engine. So surprisingly enough, it managed to generate some maps, I think. Here, so it managed to generate something, but the most important one, it is still trying to generate, so. Come on, generate. I don't know if it's just doing like infinite loading or if it's actually working. Yeah, I know. I don't have much to say anymore. So maybe this is a good time to end the live stream. Oh, let's export this and then we will call it a day. Come on, you can do it. So close. Ah, there we go. So now you can see that now it is able to generate an albedo. You can see that there's quite a big difference. I'm not going to show you the difference right now. I'm first of all going to export this before it crashes. So that I can finally show you. So just give it a second and it will export. And then I might even still quickly like finish off the title. Okay, finally. So, this is like the main node I use Unity Art Engine for. It's able to generate a really good albedo map. So if you can see, like this is the new version, which has almost no lighting. It looks nice and flat, which is what you want. This was the old version. So that's what I call quite a big difference. Oh, okay, this version is like flipped. There we go. So now, yeah, so you can definitely see, like, that's why it's using AI to get rid of the lighting. It's just way better than trying to do it using AO cancellation inside of Substance Designer. So yeah, that's basically why I like it. And now I can finally go ahead and I can close this stuff. And then what I would normally do is I would go Substance Painter. And I'll see how difficult this one is. But yeah, we'll see. Don't worry, guys. I'm not giving up yet. Because I'm really stubborn and I want to fix this. It is now 9:30, which means I have reached hour 12 of working today. So I should probably really stop at this point, but yeah, I'm just gonna like set this up and then make sure that it sort of works, and then I can go relax with peace of mind. Define my texture. Okay, that seems to work. Yeah, this will probably be like quite a difficult one to turn into like a proper tileable material. Mostly because it's such a heavy looking texture to work with. But I can quickly try like one of them. Yeah, definitely. This is going to be like an interesting, to say the least, texture to work with. But I guess in the chaos you can kind of like hide more of your problems. So I guess that is quite nice, being able to do that. Yeah, you see. So we are able to kind of like hide some issues, clean things up a little bit more. But it's definitely not an easy one to use. Uh, guess this one I can use. God, this one is definitely one of the more difficult ones to make tileable. This is where I wish that the AI was a little bit better. It sort of works. No, I'm just processing some photogrammetry. Just for other uses. But this one is by far one of the most difficult ones I had to make tileable. So I'm curious. Now even though I'm really tired, I'm kind of curious to see how it will turn out. So I will just do this like really quickly. Because I'm already almost halfway, so. I'm basically hoping to hide my mistakes inside of the chaos of this brick wall. Excuse me. I need like some, here, some space. Yeah, that's true. I have a photogrammetry chapter. In the ultimate material course. That's one of the reasons I call it the ultimate material course, because it literally shows you how to do procedural stuff, how to do sculpted stuff, how to do photogrammetry stuff. So it's like a jack of all trades. But it will not show how to do something this complicated, because this would be too complicated in an so it might seem easy, but what I'm doing right now, it's really risky, because I have a feeling like a lot of stuff is going to go wrong when I actually try to render it in my height map. Like the height map is the one I'm always worried about, because in the base color, if I go base color like this, here in the base color it often looks fine. You cannot really see, like you can maybe see like over here, you can see some small mistakes that I made that I can improve. But in your height map, that's where the real trouble begins often. Because the height maps need to be so specific. My PC is starting to slow down. I just quickly save my scene, because that's a bit strange. It's a really short brick. Or I could just make this brick a bit shorter, that's no problem also. There we go. Just like magic. Okay, so for this one we need something. Am I still live? Yeah, I am. It's throwing up some errors, but... if I use one of these and then throw in like a small stone here, that should be fine. Oh, I'm so worried about the height map with this one. I am worried, but we will see. There we go. This one looks like we can just grab like I don't know. Let's grab like this one over here. See you, Cat. Thanks for being here. Maybe I can just leave this one to make it feel like the cement is sitting on top of it. Yeah, you know what? I might be able to do that. So let's just leave that one. Oh god, this one. I don't know what to use. This maybe. It's just it's all so close together. It makes it really annoying for me to try and paint out problems. Guess that somewhat works. Last one, people. Last one. Okay, it looks super messy, but I think it is tileable. So I think for now what I will do is I will just try it out. So I'm going to turn on my height again. And then I will need to check which problems we have. Uh, to be honest, not a lot of problems. I think because it's such a messy area, it's hard to even spot problems. Like here I can see like a few that I need to paint out. Okay, let's try this out. Save my scene. Textures. Final. File. Export. Final. SM scan cleanup. PNG, there we go. Marmoset. Yay! Almost done. Not too bad. I only spent like 10-15 minutes on it. Which one do I want? I want to... Web S11. There we go. Wait for it to export, and while it exports, let's make a folder called images. Let's go ahead and apply this. And now we can go in here, and it's 8K textures, so it takes always a second for it to export everything. Come on. Wow, this takes really long. There we go. It's done. Okay, let's have a look. Ambient occlusion. Base color. Roughness. Normal. And finally we have our height. Okay. Yeah, my occlusion is a little bit strong. I know. It feels lower resolution than it should be. I did export at 8K, right? But you should never trust Marmoset by face value. So what I will do is I will save this as 18-render. And I will generate an image. And even if it's wrong, I will fix this not on stream and then just like work on this later on. Exciting. Let's see what it looks like. Oh god, I'm tired. Tim, 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 tim. Yeah. Oh, two people left before the big reveal. We are so close. Actually, we did a lot this stream in 2 hours. Did a bit of modeling, finished the entire material. Nice. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it feels a bit lower resolution than I expected. But for the rest, it looks pretty okay. Okay. Yeah, I will figure out why the resolution feels a bit low. Like, it is okay in general. You don't see any of the problems, and it's like a decent tileable material. But definitely something feels a bit off in terms of like resolution. So that's something I want to go ahead and have a look at. Okay, awesome. That's about it. I will leave it here. So thank you guys so much for joining the stream. For the people who hang out the entire time. 1 second, there's one. And I will try to do a bit more live streams in the future. So I will catch you guys some other time. Yeah, see you later. Bye.